The blue glow of computer screens lit Dr. Tom Reed's tired face. For 3 years he had worked at the Jupiter Research Station, scanning the deep darkness of space for any sign of intelligent life. Most days brought nothing but cosmic noise and the occasional pulsar. But today was different. "What is that?" Tom muttered, adjusting his glasses as he stared at the unusual pattern flashing across his monitor. The signal came in steady pulses, too regular to be natural. He checked his equipment twice, making sure it wasn't a glitch. "Computer, run pattern analysis," he ordered, reaching for his coffee. The bitter liquid had gone cold hours ago, but he barely noticed as he took a sip. The computer hummed. "Pattern contains mathematical sequences consistent with artificial origin. Signal includes repeating elements suggestive of language." Tom's heart raced. After decades of searching, humanity might have finally found proof they weren't alone. He pressed the emergency communication button. "Director Wilson, you need to see this," he said, voice steady despite his excitement. Within 30 minutes, the small observation room was packed with the station's top scientists. Director Wilson, a tall woman with short gray hair, leaned over Tom's shoulder. "How long has it been transmitting?" she asked. "Based on signal strength and direction, it started approximately 14 hours ago," Tom replied. "It's coming from the HD 95872 system, about 51 light-years away." Dr. Frank Miller, the linguistics expert, pointed at a repeating section of the signal. "These parts look like translation keys, similar to what we would send out to help aliens understand our language." "So they want to talk," Wilson said, more statement than question. "Not just talk," Miller said, his face growing serious. "Based on the intensity and repetition, I believe this is a distress call." The room fell silent. Finding alien life was one thing. Finding aliens in trouble was something else entirely. Over the next week, the brightest minds on the station worked around the clock to decode the message. Earth's government sent additional experts, and the United Nations called emergency meetings to discuss how humanity should respond. Tom hardly slept. When the first parts of the message became clear, he felt a mix of wonder and fear. "Help us. The Dominion comes. We are the Vorn. Coordinates follow." More details emerged as the translation improved. The Vorn described themselves as a peaceful species facing destruction from something called the Dominion, a group of species that conquered worlds and stripped them of resources. In meeting rooms around Earth, arguments broke out. Some leaders wanted to respond immediately with offers of help. Others urged caution. "We know nothing about these aliens or their enemies," General Adams said during a Global Security Council meeting. "This could be a trap. Or it could be our first chance to make peaceful contact with another civilization," argued Dr. Emily West, Earth's leading astrobiologist. "We can't ignore a cry for help." The debate lasted days. News of the signal leaked to the public, causing both excitement and panic. Religious leaders offered their interpretations. Military forces around the world went on high alert. Tom watched it all from his station near Jupiter, still analyzing new parts of the signal as they were decoded. "There's something odd about the transmission frequency," he told Director Wilson one evening. "It's using a range that would be difficult for our technology to detect. We only caught it because of our new quantum receivers." "What are you saying?" Wilson asked. Tom frowned. "I'm not sure they meant for us to hear this. The signal characteristics suggest it was designed for receivers different from ours." Wilson considered this. "You think they were calling someone else?" "It's possible," Tom admitted. "But who?" Back on Earth, after 2 weeks of debate, the decision was made. Humanity would respond. The message was simple. "We hear you. We are humans from Earth. We offer assistance. Please provide more information." They sent it along with basic information about human biology, Earth's location, and simple mathematical principles to establish communication. The military insisted on limited information about Earth's defenses, just enough to show they weren't helpless. Now came the hard part: waiting. With 51 light-years between Earth and the source of the distress call, their message would take 51 years to reach the Vorn. Any reply would take another 51 years to return. But 3 days after sending the response, something unexpected happened. Director, we're receiving a new transmission, Tom called out, staring at his screen in disbelief. It's coming from much closer, just beyond Mars's orbit. That's impossible, Wilson said, rushing to his station. No signal could travel faster than light. It's not from 51 light-years away, Tom explained, hands moving quickly across the controls. It's from a ship that wasn't there yesterday. Military satellites confirmed it minutes later. A vessel of unknown design had appeared in the solar system, then another, and another. Within hours, 7 alien ships held position just beyond Mars. Earth's military scrambled fighters and activated orbital defense platforms. News channels showed panicked crowds in major cities. Some people fled to rural areas, fearing an invasion. A message arrived from the lead ship using the same communication protocols humans had sent in their response. We received your help signal through our forward scouts. The main fleet arrives soon. We are the Vorn. Prepare for contact. The Global Security Council gathered in emergency session. Confusion spread through the ranks. How did they get here? So fast, General Adams demanded. And why do they think we sent a help signal? Dr. West studied the new transmissions. There's been a misunderstanding. They think we're the ones in trouble. Tom's theory spread quickly through official channels. The original distress call wasn't meant for us. We picked it up by accident. Now they think we're the ones who sent it. Earth's leaders faced a critical decision. Should they explain the mistake, or take advantage of these aliens' apparent willingness to help? Before they could decide, more ships appeared. Dozens, then hundreds. Most held position far from Earth. But 3 large vessels moved closer, requesting permission to send representatives to meet with human leaders. Captain Lisa Jones of the United Earth Defense Force was selected to lead the first contact team. As her shuttle approached the main Vorn ship, she rehearsed her opening statement one last time. We may have started with a misunderstanding, she told her crew, but this could still be the beginning of something important. The shuttle docked with the alien vessel. Captain Jones took a deep breath as the airlock cycled open, revealing the beings who had crossed countless stars because of a mistaken signal. The first meeting between humans and aliens was about to begin, all because of a signal that was never meant for Earth in the first place. Captain Lisa Jones stepped through the airlock into the Vorn ship. The air felt slightly thicker than Earth's, with a sweet smell like cinnamon. Her 5-person team followed closely behind, hands resting near their weapons despite orders to appear peaceful. Remember, she whispered, we're here to clear up a misunderstanding. Stay calm no matter what they look like. The corridor opened into a large round room with soft blue lighting. Lisa stopped, trying to hide her shock. The Vorn were nothing like humans had imagined. They stood on 4 legs, with bodies resembling large ants but covered in a soft, fuzzy material that looked like moss. Their heads featured 3 large eyes arranged in a triangle, and instead of mouths, they had small moving parts that clicked and vibrated. 6 thin arms extended from their midsections, each ending in delicate finger-like appendages. Welcome, humans, came a voice from a small device floating between them. We are the Vorn. We received your distress signal and came to help. Lisa swallowed hard before responding. Thank you for coming. However, there seems to be a misunderstanding. We didn't send a distress signal. We received one from you. The translator device hummed for a moment. The lead Vorn's eyes blinked in sequence and its body shifted color slightly, turning from blue-green to a deeper blue. Impossible, the translation came. Our colony sent a signal to the Threll, our allies. Your response came on the same frequency. We've been scanning all frequencies for signs of intelligent life, Lisa explained. We must have picked up your signal by chance. Our scientists noticed it was likely meant for someone else, but we responded anyway. The Vorn leader turned to consult with others of its kind. Their clicking sounds increased in speed and volume. After several minutes, it turned back to the humans. A grave error has occurred, the translator said. The signal was never meant for your species. The Threll use communication methods similar to yours. This explains the confusion. Lisa nodded. Now that we understand the mistake, perhaps we can help each other. Your message mentioned something called the Dominion. Are you in danger? The lead Vorn's color darkened further. The Dominion destroyed our colony in the HD 95872 system. We are refugees seeking help from our allies. Now we have accidentally revealed ourselves to an unknown species. We mean you no harm, Lisa assured them. Earth has no quarrel with the Vorn. It is not your intentions that concern us, came the reply. It is that you now know of the Dominion. This puts your world in danger. The Vorn leader, who introduced itself as Speaker Tral, agreed to show the humans what had happened to their colony. Using a technology similar to holographic projection, the room filled with images of a beautiful world with purple oceans and floating cities among tall, spire-like mountains. This was our outer colony, Tral explained, home to 4 million Vorn. The image changed, showing massive ships entering the atmosphere. Buildings crumbled. Strange creatures moved across the landscape, gathering resources and rounding up Vorn. The Dominion arrived without warning, Tral continued. They harvest resources, technology, and genetic material. Those who resist are eliminated. Those who surrender become labor. Lisa watched in horror as the once beautiful world was transformed into a strip-mined wasteland in what appeared to be just a few days. How many worlds have they taken? She asked. Hundreds, Tral replied. They are a coalition of 7 predatory species who believe it is their right to consume what others build. They see peaceful species as resources, not equals. One of the human scientists stepped forward. Why do you call them the Dominion? Is that what they call themselves? No, Tral said. In their language they call themselves the Rightful. We refuse to use this name. As they continued talking, a young Vorn rushed into the room, clicking rapidly. Tral's color changed to a pale green. A scout ship has been detected leaving. This system, the translator said, it bears Dominion markings. The room fell silent. Lisa understood the implications immediately. They've seen us together, she said. They know we've made contact. Tral's body vibrated in what seemed like a nod. They will report back. The Dominion investigates all new species they encounter. They will come to your world next. How much time do we have? Lisa asked. Difficult to say. Perhaps one of your months, perhaps less. Lisa straightened her back. A decision formed in her mind, though she knew she was overstepping her authority. Then we have work to do, she said firmly. You came here because you thought we needed help. The truth is we might need each other's help very soon. Tral's translator was silent for a long moment. You would ally with us, even knowing the danger? The Dominion would have found Earth eventually, Lisa reasoned. Better we face them with friends than alone. The Vorn's color shifted to a warm purple. We should not involve your species in our war. It became our war the moment that Scout ship saw us together, Lisa countered. We need to know everything about the Dominion, their weapons, tactics, weaknesses, and we need to meet these Threll you mentioned. The other humans looked nervous, but none objected. They all understood the situation had changed dramatically. Tral led them deeper into the ship, to a large command center where dozens of Vorn worked at stations that looked like pools of glowing liquid. A massive display showed Earth, beautiful, and blue. Your world is now in danger because of our mistake, Tral said. We owe you our protection. And we'll help protect what remains of your people, Lisa promised. A new alert sounded. More ships were arriving, but not Dominion vessels. These were different. The Threll have finally responded to our call, Tral explained. They will be surprised to find humans here. Let's hope they're friendly, Lisa said. They are peaceful traders and scientists, Tral assured her. But they have never encountered humans before. Your appearance may be shocking to them. Our appearance? Lisa asked, confused. Yes, Tral replied. Among the known spacefaring species, your kind is unusual. Before Lisa could ask what that meant, the displays showed new ships entering orbit around Earth. Sleek vessels that looked like giant leaves, glinting golden in the sunlight. Captain, one of her team whispered, we need to inform Earth about All this, they're going to see these new ships and panic. Lisa nodded. Open a channel to command. Tell them we're making friends, not enemies. And tell them to prepare. We need to show these aliens that humans can be valuable allies. As Lisa prepared to meet the second alien species in a single day, she couldn't help but wonder what Trowel meant about humans being unusual. Whatever it was, she hoped it would help them face what was coming. Because somewhere out among the stars, the Dominion had just learned about Earth, and they were coming. The Threll were nothing like the Vorn. Where the Vorn resembled fuzzy insects, the Threll looked almost like walking plants. Tall, slender beings with skin that shimmered with a faint green glow. They had no visible eyes, just a smooth surface, where a face should be, marked with delicate patterns that shifted and changed as they communicated. Captain Lisa Jones stood in the large meeting chamber aboard the Threll flagship, along with representatives from Earth's major nations. The room was filled with a sweet scent, like flowers after rain. The lead Threll, who called itself Harmony, approached the humans slowly. Its translator device hummed to life. You are the first predator species we have encountered who builds spaceships instead of just stealing them, Harmony said. Lisa frowned. Predator species. We're omnivores, but... Your eyes, Harmony interrupted, pointing to Lisa's face. Front-facing, for hunting. Your teeth, mixed flat and sharp, for tearing. Flesh, your hands, with pointed nails, for grabbing prey. The human delegates looked at each other uneasily. These are just evolutionary traits, Dr. Wilson explained. We developed as persistence hunters, yes, but we've built civilizations based on cooperation and peace. Harmonies, surface patterns shifted rapidly. Peace? Your history is filled with war. You still maintain weapons capable of destroying your own planet. We're working on that, General Adams said defensively. We haven't had a world war in over 80 years. The Threll delegates moved back slightly. Even the Vorn seemed uncomfortable. 80 years without war is considered an achievement? Harmony asked. The Threll haven't had war in 12,000 years. The Vorn, in 8,000. An uncomfortable silence filled the room. Lisa realized they were making a poor first impression. Maybe we should focus on the immediate problem, she suggested. The Dominion Scout has seen us. They will return. Harmony's pattern settled into a slower rhythm. Yes, this is why we came. To warn you. A holographic display appeared in the center of the room, showing a map of nearby star systems. Dozens of red dots appeared, spreading like a disease across the stars. Dominion territory, Harmony explained. They began as a single species from a harsh world. They evolved as apex predators, seeing all other life as either competition or food. The display changed to show 7 different alien creatures, all with sharp claws, teeth, and aggressive postures. As they developed space travel, they encountered other predator species. Instead of fighting, they formed an alliance. The Dominion. They share a belief that it is their natural right to consume the resources of lesser species. Like Earth, Lisa said grimly. Yes, Harmony confirmed. They will come to assess your world. If they find it valuable, they will take it. General Adams stepped forward. Let them try. Earth has significant defense capabilities. The Threll and Vorn made sounds that the humans recognized as laughter, though there was no humor in it. You do not understand, Speaker Trowel of the Vorn said. The Dominion controls over 300 star systems. Their technology is far beyond yours. Then why are you here? Lisa asked. If they're so powerful, why come to help us at all? Harmony's patterns formed what looked almost like a sad face. Because we must try. Because each world they take makes them stronger. Because we believe all life deserves a chance to survive. The display changed again, showing beautiful worlds reduced to barren wastelands. This is what happens to worlds that resist, Harmony said. And this... The image shifted to show alien beings working in mines, building ships, serving the creatures of the Dominion. This is what happens to those who surrender. Lisa felt a chill run through her body. How much time do we have? The scout ship will reach the nearest Dominion outpost in approximately 27 Earth days, Trell said. They will send assessment ships first. Then, if Earth appears valuable or threatening, the warships will follow. General Adams consulted with the other military leaders. We need to prepare. Can your species help us upgrade our defenses? We can share some technology, Harmony said reluctantly. But understand, the Threll and Vorn are not warrior species. We survive by hiding, by trading, by diplomacy. Then why haven't the Dominion wiped you out already? Asked a Chinese general. Because we have value as builders and farmers, Trell explained. The Dominion needs species like ours to maintain their empire. They keep some of our worlds intact, under their control. And they avoid direct conflict with certain other alliances that are too costly to conquer, Harmony added. Lisa saw an opportunity. These other alliances, could they help us? Harmony's pattern swirled in what seemed like hesitation. They are far from here, and they would not risk open war with the Dominion to save one unknown world. The meeting continued for hours. The ICE aliens shared what they knew about Dominion tactics, weapons, and weaknesses, though these were few. Earth's leaders debated strategies from diplomacy to full military response. By the end, one thing was clear. Earth needed to prepare for war. Over the next 3 weeks, Vorn and Threll ships orbited Earth openly. At first, people panicked, but as governments explained the situation, panic turned to determination. Humans had always united best when facing a common enemy. Lisa found herself promoted to admiral, tasked with coordinating between human forces and their new alien allies. Every day brought new challenges as they worked to integrate alien technology with Earth's defense systems. The Dominion won't expect us to have these upgrades, she told her team as they installed new shields on Earth's orbital platforms. We'll have the element of surprise. Dr. Wilson, now heading the scientific exchange program, didn't share her optimism. Lisa, you need to see this. He showed her data from the Threll ship's long-range scanners. A small fleet of 7 Dominion vessels had entered the outer solar system. They're earlier than we expected, Lisa said, studying the images. Assessment ships? Yes, Wilson confirmed. But look at their course. They're being careful, staying far from our alien allies' ships. They're watching, gathering data. Lisa understood the implications. They're trying to figure out our relationship with the Vorn and Threll, whether we're already part of an alliance. Exactly, Wilson said. And look at this energy reading. They're scanning everything. Our cities, our military bases, our resources. Deciding. If we're worth conquering, Lisa muttered. Harmony entered the command center, its patterns moving frantically. Admiral Jones, we've intercepted communications from the Dominion ships. They're confused. Confused? About what? About you. Humans. Harmony's translator struggled to convey the alien's tone. They expected another peaceful species like the Vorn or Threll. Their initial scans show your military capabilities, your weapons. They're reporting back that you're a potential threat. 4. The first time since the aliens arrived, Lisa felt a spark of hope. They're not used to finding species that can fight back, are they? No, Harmony admitted. Most species they encounter developed without the evolutionary pressure of being both predator and prey, without your history of conflict. Lisa looked at the display showing the Dominion ships. Then maybe we have a chance after all. Not because we're stronger or more advanced, but because you're more dangerous than they expected, Harmony finished. Yes, this may be true. Lisa turned to her communications officer. Send word to all Earth forces. The assessment has begun. It's time to show these Dominion scouts that if they want Earth, they'll have to fight for it. As orders went out across the planet, Lisa couldn't help but wonder if humanity's violent history, the very thing the Threll and Vorn found disturbing, might be what saved them in the end. Admiral Lisa Jones watched the main display as the 7 Dominion scout ships spread out through the solar system. They moved with purpose, staying just beyond the range of Earth's new weapon systems. They're being cautious, she noted, turning to General Adams. More cautious than the Vorn said they usually are? Good, Adams replied. Let them be cautious. Every day they spend observing is another day we have to prepare. Earth's military forces had been on high alert for 3 weeks. Factories around the world worked around the clock, building weapons enhanced with Threll and Vorn technology. Civilian ships were retrofitted with basic shields and weapons. Even the International Space Station now bristled with defense systems. Speaker. Thrall entered the command center. Its fuzzy body a deep blue color that humans had learned indicated concern. The Dominion scouts have changed their pattern, Thrall reported. They are moving closer to Mars. Lisa studied the display. They've been avoiding direct confrontation. Why change now? They may have completed their initial assessment, Thrall suggested. They typically test defenses with small probes before committing their main forces. Lisa made a quick decision. Let's not wait for them to make the first move. Captain Rivera, take the UES Defender and intercept the lead scout. Keep your distance, but make sure they know we see them. Yes, Admiral, Rivera replied, his face appearing on a side screen. What if they engage? Defend yourself, but don't pursue. We want to see how they react. The UES Defender, Earth's newest space cruiser, broke orbit and headed toward Mars. Enhanced with Threll shield technology and Vorn sensors, it was the most advanced ship humans had ever built, though still primitive compared to Dominion technology. For 6 tense hours, the Defender approached the Dominion scouts. The aliens made no move to retreat or attack. They simply continued their scans. They're ignoring us, Rivera reported, like we're not even worth their attention. Lisa frowned. Let's get their attention. Fire a warning shot. Aim wide. I just want them to know we can reach them. The Defender fired a pulse from its main cannon, the energy beam passing 1/2 kilometer from the nearest Dominion ship. The effect was immediate. All 7 scout ships changed course, moving to surround the human vessel. They're taking positions for attack, Rivera said, his voice steady despite the danger. Orders, Admiral? Lisa looked at Thrall. Is this normal behavior for them? No, Thrall admitted. Usually they avoid direct conflict during assessment. This is aggressive. Captain Rivera, hold position but ready all weapons, Lisa ordered. Let's see what they do next. The command center fell silent as everyone watched the display. The Dominion ships closed in slowly, but didn't fire. They're scanning us more intensely, Rivera reported. It's like they're confused by something. Suddenly, one of the Dominion ships fired, not at the Defender but close enough to be a clear warning. That's their version of a warning shot, Thrall explained. They're telling you to leave. Lisa leaned forward. They expected us to retreat at the first sign of threat, didn't they? Like the Vorn or Threll would. Yes, Thrall admitted. Most peaceful species avoid conflict at all costs. Captain Rivera, Lisa said, hold your ground. Don't retreat. Don't advance. Admiral? Rivera questioned. Trust me, they're testing our response. Minutes passed. The Dominion ships maintained their positions, occasionally firing warning shots that came progressively closer to the Defender. They're getting impatient, Lisa observed. Good. Captain, when I give the signal, I want you to make a quick advance toward the lead ship, then veer off and retreat at full speed. You want me to fake an attack? Rivera asked. Exactly. Let's see how they respond to aggression. Lisa waited until the Dominion ships had settled into a pattern, then gave the order. Now, Captain. The Defender surged forward, weapons charged, heading straight for the lead Dominion ship. At the last moment, Rivera executed a sharp turn and accelerated away. The Dominion response was chaos. 2 ships collided trying to pursue. Another fired wildly, missing completely. The others scattered in different directions. They didn't expect that, Lisa said, unable to hide her smile. They've never encountered a species that would dare attack them during assessment. Harmony entered the command center, its patterns shifting rapidly. What have you done? The Dominion ships are sending urgent messages to their fleet. Good, Lisa replied. Let them know we're not easy prey. You don't understand, Harmony insisted. You've provoked them. They'll send warships now, not just assessment vessels. That was going to happen anyway, General Adams pointed out. At least now we know something important. They can be surprised. They can make mistakes. The next day, the Defender engaged in a brief battle with 3 Dominion scouts that ventured too close to Earth. Against all expectations, the human ship held its own, damaging 1 Dominion vessel and forcing the others to retreat. 2 days later, something remarkable happened. The UES Intrepid, commanded by Captain Mark Taylor, managed to disable and capture a Dominion scout ship after a fierce battle near Jupiter's moons. The alien crew self-destructed rather than be captured, but the ship itself remained mostly intact. Scientists and engineers from Earth, along with Threll and Vorn experts, swarmed over the captured vessel. What they discovered changed everything. Dr. Wilson burst into Lisa's office, his face flushed with excitement. "Admiral, you need to see this. We've accessed their database." In the secure research facility built beneath Geneva, Lisa stared at the screens displaying translated Dominion data. "Is this accurate?" she asked, not quite believing what she was seeing. "The Threll confirmed it," Wilson replied. "The Dominion categorizes all species they encounter. Look at how they've classified humans." The display showed a complex chart. Species were grouped by various traits: technological level, resource value, population size, and, most importantly, threat assessment. Humans were classified as resource-rich, low-threat, non-predator. "They think we're like the Vorn or Threll," Lisa said, understanding dawning. "They think we're a peaceful prey species." "Exactly," Wilson confirmed. "They've never encountered a species with our combination of traits. Before, technically less advanced than them, but naturally aggressive and willing to fight." Thrall and Harmony studied the data with growing excitement. "This explains their confusion," Thrall said. "Their entire strategy is based on intimidating species that evolved to flee from predators. But humans evolved as predators ourselves." Lisa finished. "We don't frighten easily. And when threatened, we don't just run. We fight back." Harmony's patterns formed what humans now recognized as their version of a smile. "The Dominion has made a grave mistake in their assessment of your species." Lisa looked at the star map showing Dominion territory. "Then let's use their mistake against them. If they think we're harmless, they'll underestimate us." "Not for long," General Adams cautioned. "That scout ship we disabled would have reported our behavior before we captured it." "True," Lisa agreed. "But first impressions matter. Their battle plans will be based on fighting a species that should retreat at the first sign of danger, not one that charges toward it." As Lisa walked back to the command center, she felt a strange mix of fear and hope. The Dominion was coming, with warships, yes. But they were coming to fight a type of enemy they'd never faced before, and sometimes that was enough to change the outcome of a war. The early morning sky over Earth should have been clear blue. Instead, it shimmered with the hulls of hundreds of ships, some human, some Vorn, some Threll, and approaching from the darkness of space, the massive warships of the Dominion. "Admiral." Lisa Jones stood at the window of the orbital command station, watching as Earth's combined defense fleet took formation. Just 6 weeks ago, humans had believed they were alone in the universe. Now the fate of their world hung in the balance. "Dominion main fleet will enter Earth orbit in 30 minutes, reported Captain Rivera. "Over 200 ships detected, so far." Lisa turned to face the command center, where military leaders from around the world worked alongside Vorn and Threll advisors. The room hummed with tense energy. "Are all civilian shelters secured?" she asked. General Adams nodded. "As much as possible. Major cities have been partially evacuated. The rest are in underground bunkers, and our trap." "Ready," Dr. Wilson confirmed. "The Dominion won't know what hit them." Their plan was simple, but desperate. Based on what they'd learned from the captured scout ship, the Dominion expected minimal resistance. They would follow their standard invasion procedure, position their fleet to surround the planet, jam communications, then land troops to secure key resources. What they wouldn't expect was for their prey to strike first, and hard. "All ships report ready," Rivera announced, "including the special units." The special units were Lisa's secret weapon. 20 small, fast ships piloted by Earth's best fighter pilots, modified with technology that made them appear to be unarmed civilian vessels. "Begin Operation Trojan," Lisa ordered, "and may luck be with them." On the main display, 20 small dots broke away from Earth's fleet, heading directly toward the approaching Dominion armada. To Dominion scanners, they would look like fleeing civilian ships, exactly what the aliens would expect from a non-predator species. "Dominion fleet is slowing," reported the sensor officer. "They're letting our decoys approach." Lisa watched, hardly breathing as the small ships continued forward. This was the most dangerous part of the plan. If the Dominion realized these weren't frightened civilians trying to escape. "They're in position," Rivera said. "Waiting for your command, Admiral." Lisa took a deep breath. "Tell them to light up the sky." At her command, the 20 civilian ships suddenly dropped their disguise. Hidden weapon ports opened, and each ship launched dozens of small but powerful bombs directly into the heart of the Dominion formation. The explosions rippled across the enemy fleet, not enough to destroy their powerful warships, but enough to confuse and disrupt their carefully ordered formation. "Now!" Lisa shouted. "All ships, full attack!" Earth's fleet surged forward, weapons blazing. Foreign ships darted between larger vessels, their advanced sensors guiding human weapons to the Dominion ships' weak points. Threll vessels hung back, providing shield support and jamming Dominion communications. The space around Earth erupted in battle. Energy beams cut across the darkness. Explosions bloomed like deadly flowers. Ships from both sides spun and danced in the deadly ballet of space combat. On the command station, Lisa watched the battle unfold. The initial surprise attack had worked better than expected. The Dominion fleet was scattered, their formation broken, but they were quickly regrouping and their technological advantage was obvious. "We've lost 30 ships already," Rivera reported, grimly. "Dominion losses are minimal." Speaker Trell approached Lisa, its body a deep purple color. "The Dominion commander has sent a message. They demand immediate surrender." "Send no reply," Lisa ordered. "Let them think our communications are damaged." The battle continued for hours. Earth's forces fought with desperate courage, but the Dominion's superior technology began to tell. More and more human ships winked out on the display, destroyed or disabled. "Admiral," General Adams said quietly, "we need to consider our fallback position. If they break through—" "They won't," Lisa interrupted. "Not yet. Look." She pointed to a section of the display where the battle seemed to be shifting. Earth ships were retreating, appearing to break formation. "What are they doing?" Adams asked. "That's the Asian Pacific Fleet. They're opening a hole in our defenses." Lisa smiled grimly. "Exactly. Captain Rivera, tell all ships near Sector 7 to pull back. Make it look like panic." Understanding dawned on Adams's face. "The second trap. The Dominion thinks we're prey animals," Lisa explained. "When prey panics, predators charge in for the kill." Sure enough, the Dominion ships surged forward into the apparent gap, eager to press their advantage. They pushed deeper and deeper into Earth's defense perimeter. "They're fully committed," Rivera reported. 23 Dominion capital ships in the pocket. Lisa's eyes hardened. Close the net. Earth ships that had been hiding behind the moon suddenly appeared, cutting off the Dominion's retreat. At the same time, defense platforms on Earth's surface that had remained dormant until now powered up, targeting the trapped enemy ships. "Fire all surface-to-space weapons," Lisa ordered. The sky lit up as hundreds of missiles launched from Earth. Unlike conventional weapons, these had been specially designed based on the weaknesses found in the captured Dominion ship. They targeted engine systems and power cores using frequencies that could penetrate Dominion shields. The trapped Dominion ships tried to scatter, but there was nowhere to go. For the first time in the battle, human cheers filled the command center as enemy vessels began to explode. "We've destroyed 12 capital ships," Rivera announced. "The rest are trying to break free." Lisa turned to Harmony. "Now is the time. Tell your ships to execute the jamming sequence." The Threll vessels changed formation, emitting energy patterns that disrupted Dominion communications. Cut off from their main fleet and from each other, the trapped ships fell into further disarray. The battle raged on. Though they had struck a significant blow, Earth's forces were still outnumbered. For every Dominion ship they destroyed, 2 human vessels were lost. As the hours passed, the situation grew desperate. Lisa received reports of Dominion landing craft breaking through, touching down in remote areas of Earth. Then, just as hope began to fade, something unexpected happened. New ships appeared at the edge of the solar system, ships that belonged to neither humans nor the Dominion. "We're receiving a transmission," Rivera said, surprise evident in his voice. It's in Threll language." Harmony's patterns shifted rapidly. "They came," the alien said, its translator barely keeping up with its excitement. "The Alliance came to help." On the display, dozens of new ships entered the battle, their advanced weapons tearing through the Dominion fleet with ease. "Who are they?" Lisa asked. "The Coalition of Free Worlds," Thrall explained. "They normally avoid conflict with the Dominion, but when they heard about Earth, about how you fought back, they decided to help." The tide of battle turned quickly. Caught between Earth's desperate defense and the Coalition's surprise attack, the Dominion fleet began to retreat, not in an orderly withdrawal but in panicked flight. "They're running," Adam said in disbelief. "We actually did it, not without cost," Lisa reminded him, looking at the display showing hundreds of lost human ships. 3 days later, Lisa stood in the rebuilt United Nations Hall in New York. Representatives from Earth's nations sat alongside delegates from the Vorn, the Threll, and now the Coalition of Free Worlds. "The Dominion has withdrawn from this sector of space," announced the Coalition leader, a tall, crystalline being named Elder Vex. "For the first time in their history, they have been decisively defeated." "They'll be back," Lisa warned. "Perhaps," Vex agreed. "But not soon. And when they do return, they will face not just humans, but all of us together." The formal alliance was signed that day. Earth, once alone in the universe, was now part of something larger, a coalition of species united against the tyranny of the Dominion. As Lisa looked up at the night sky that evening, she thought about the strange path that had brought them here. A distress signal sent by mistake, a desperate fight for survival, and now, a new beginning for humanity among the stars. The sky was still full of warships, but now, they were there to protect Earth, not conquer it. All because of a signal that was never meant for humans in the first place.